Hello, everybody, and welcome to another great episode of the Gridiron Glory podcast here today with Tad and Will. Ready to bring you coverage of all 32 teams in the league all season long. And we're here to talk to you today now about a Week 15 matchup that took place between the Tampa Bay Buccaneers and the LA Chargers. Tad, looking at this, it just really seems that Tampa Bay – what can I say about them in this game? They did everything right. They executed. They came out to play high-level football. It didn't necessarily seem that way in the first half. It was kind of really a tale of two halves, really. The Chargers looked pretty solid there in the first half, but then they came out of the locker room and just simply forgot how to play football, it seems. With that being said, Baker, 22 of 27, 288 yards, 4 touchdowns and an interception, only getting sacked once. Bucky Irving and Rachaad White did go off, 117 yards for Bucky, 64 for Rachaad White. Mike Evans, 9 catches, 159 yards, 2 touchdowns. And yeah, Tad, I'd like to sincerely, humbly, and generously ask you, where would you rank Mike Evans amongst wide receivers in
I mean, Mike Evans is just the consummate professional. He always shows up. He always puts forth great seasons. Of course, going to keep that 1,000-yard streak alive. He's at 1,000 yards in every season. And, he's just showing year in, year out, he's constantly amongst the elite receivers in football.
Seasoned veteran, if nothing else. The former first-round pick out of Texas A&M. So, definitely a seasoned veteran wide receiver. And then obviously Rachaad White did get a receiving touchdown as well. Lavonte David had the sack and a half, 8 solo tackles, and a tackle for a loss. And Lavonte David played a major part in what this defense was able to do.
Yeah, Lavonte David, a big part on the big interception by Jamal Dean. It's just good day for the defense. They closed the game out very well.
Logan Hall as well. He had a sack and a half. You also got guys like this was just an overall really good showing by the Tampa Bay defense. But probably the two standouts really would be Logan Hall and Lavonte David. And you might even be able to say, I don't know. But those two guys really just stood out the most. And then, Tad, what's going on with the Chargers? Because a loss that you didn't need at home. And, now you got a huge game coming up against your division rivals, the Broncos.
Yeah, they didn't show up after halftime, quite frankly. The defense was bad. The offense was bad. It's just the second half was a disaster for the Chargers. And now, like you say, they're in a precarious situation on the fringes of the playoffs. You fall to the 7 seed. Justin Herbert, not enough in the second half. 21 of 33, 195, 2 touchdown, 1 interception, and they couldn't keep it rolling. They had the fumbles by their tight end, Stone Smart, the youngster. Lad McConkey had the touchdown, but they just couldn't move the ball. 32 rushing yards for the game. That's not enough. Just not enough from the Chargers offense, and the defense, they just fell apart in the second half, which is surprising to see out of a strong defense.
Yeah, very surprising to see out of Jim Harbaugh, the first-year head coach. Tampa Bay, it's crazy, Tad, though they got swept by Atlanta. You got to figure now there's some chaotic situations going on in Atlanta. So as far as the Buccaneers, Tad, this was a win where if you're trying to win that NFC South, How about it, huh?
Yeah, I mean they need to stay ahead of Atlanta, obviously, like you said, with the sweep and all. So they stay a game ahead. They need to continue to do so. They'll probably need to continue to win to do so. So for them,
It's
every game is a playoff game.
it seems that my preseason prediction of the Buccaneers winning the South might actually come true after all. It wasn't looking that way early in the season,
It's up
but
in the
Tad,
air
here we are
still. It's
late in the
one
season,
game.
and it seems that my preseason prediction might actually be coming true. Though I know that that sounds in horrendous bad taste given to what's going on with your boy Kirk Cousins, but still, here we.
Very interesting to see a victory lap with 3 games left in the season. We'll see how things play out.
Yep, we certainly will. I mean, and for all we know, Michael Penix Jr. could ball out in the last 3 games for the Falcons. So
Yeah.
still a lot to be said and done in that regard in the NFC South. So, yeah, good win for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Bad game, just a bad game for the Chargers that you got to shake off. And now you're going into Thursday night football against your division rivals, the Broncos.
Yeah. Big game there. And then for Tampa Bay, they'll be in Dallas facing the Cowboys for what
On
looks to
Sunday
be
night
Sunday night
football.
football.
So Tampa Bay gets the big stage next week, a chance to showcase their talents. So here we are. Yeah. Buccaneers win 40-17. I did not really have any other final thoughts or takes on this game unless you did, sir. Be sure to like, subscribe, and follow all season long. We're covering all 32